Testing. There we go. There we go. Oh my gosh. So I have big spiel again. Back to back from right there from my good friend. Also as well, Drip Show at Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. Kobe's right there for you. Yes, I think I got it now. I think I'm okay. Can you hear me now? Yep. Yep. Got it. Got it. Okay. Yes. Right there. There you go. Yes. Thank you. So it is, of course, the Lakers fast break. Truly appreciate you joining us. Sorry to have kept you guys waiting with my mute. I've got so many mutes and unmutes and mutes and all that. So, of course, go ahead and make sure you check out Drip Show at Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. DBSH, Daniel Barry Sports Highlights. Thank you so much for the super chat earlier. May not be the one I want to post because you posted with anger about half an hour ago. So, I know that the Lakers were in a different place then. And so hopefully that you guys can go ahead and just forgive DBSH because he was very frustrated at the time, like all of us. In fact, if you guys could have heard our Discord, it was awesome because we go 1 minute we're hating life, next minute we're loving life. 1 minute we want to trade LeBron, next we want to give him a 10-year extension, seemingly. So one play we're wanting to trade Luka, next minute, it was just fantastic. It was just just an absolute great time. Truly appreciate you joining us. Thanks so much again for being a part of what we do right here at the Lakers Fast Break. Sorry about the delay on that as far as my mic is concerned. Thank you, El Rosto. I want to give a shout out to El Rosto for noting me on that as far as the mute is concerned. But the Lakers came in tonight, third game on the road trip, 8-game road trip right there for you with the Lakers versus the Dallas Mavericks. Very cold, that part of the country right now. And my thoughts are with everybody out there suffering from the cold. If you are without power or you've just checked this out on the phone, you're having issues or you're cold where you're at, hopefully you will get warm in quick amount of time because I know there's a lot of the country right now in a frigid weather, but people brave the frigid weather to go ahead and check out Luka return, his second return to the Dallas arena to go ahead and play on Rivals Week as Rival Weeks ended, and Rivals Week ended against the Dallas Mavericks. And the first half, Lakers look pretty solid, getting a double-digit lead. We've talked about before how the Lakers got off to such bad starts. I had my good friends, the Lakerholics, earlier today, and thank you, Alan, for the kind words. Lakerholics.com. Truly appreciate you guys going ahead and checking out that show. It's on the channel right now. So one of the things I said, the Lakers were getting off to such bad starts and they needed to focus on getting a better start. And they did. Start in that first half, everything looked good. But then the Lakers in the third quarter, unfortunately, just found a lot of issues that they could not overcome for quite some time as they got outscored 14. Totally flipped the script far as what was happening. Daniel Gafford was looking like an all-star center. Brandon Williams was destroying the Lakers backcourt. Nothing can seemingly be done or stopped as far as the Lakers are concerned, preventing them from being able to win the game. But the fourth quarter came about and the Lakers, they stormed back. They didn't need to put themselves through this in the first place, but they did. Got down to crunch. And the Lakers now 14-2 in crunch time as they executed in the last 2 minutes. I heard that, by the way. That's like it came through. But I will say this, the Lakers
Why'd you unmute me?
because I just wanted to tell you that at that
Next time, don't unmute me. You won't hear me breathing.
I didn't unmute you in the first place. It was on mute and it was showing as mute, but you were sighing in the first place. But anyways, the Lakers executed probably as well as you could have down the stretch on both ends of the floor, and they pulled away for the victory, 116-110. And here today to go ahead and discuss today's game is a good man indeed. Please go ahead and support him today at the Joe Soro Experiment, where he vented to you guys out there his opinion, I'll call it, for Mike McCarthy being the newest coach for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'll let you gather whether or not he liked it or not, but it is my good friend, Mr. Joe Soro. Joe, good to have you here. Mark, if you're out there, my friend, we need you on this show because you were a driving force on Discord You were up and down with every play. Your emotions were up and down with every play. And Joe, the Lakers were up and down with every play in that second half, seemingly falling apart before our very eyes before finally regrouping and coming back for the win. It's not a good habit to get into, but the way they executed down the stretch, there are no complaints on how they did that this evening.
Second half, they essentially played great in the first half and then decided to take the third quarter off. And then they said, wait a minute, are we really going to lose this game? They're like, nah. And then they started playing. I don't know. I didn't have really a feeling. I didn't have a feeling on this game at all the whole time. So the way they won was nice. I thought it was kind of a dig at Dallas in the end there because they were sitting there doing jumping jacks, dancing, pirouetting, whatever the hell it is that they were doing over there, acting like this was a playoff game. And I'm going, what are you doing? The whole time I'm thinking that I know you're the Dallas Mavericks right now, but relax. And then the Lakers kind of came back and said, yeah, we'll make them relax. And they did. So it was kind of fun actually watching in the fourth quarter because you saw all this confidence and all this feeling of worth and smelling of the finish line, yet then Rui pretty much took it out of their ass, which was nice.
It's so funny, Joe, because I know you just popped on Discord, and actually, No Joker told me that if going forward, we may be able to pop our Discords out there on YouTube for you guys to follow along with us, like the old days with playback, which would be sensational. So, big thank you to No Joker if we can set that up. But it's funny, seemingly with every play, LeBron and Luka, the most hated people on the planet, turning into let's both give them 10-year extensions. So it was funny with each and every play. It was just awesome. And Mark, again, if you're there, brother, gotta come on, gotta come on the show, my friend. But just the passion, just the way that this crew, this fan base is just I don't know. It just seems like it was just a very point in time. It's a point in time where this team just really just lost that effort in that third quarter. Really frustrating. And people wonder why we say the things that we do. We're talking about the Lakers in a certain light. And the thing is, it's because you have quarters and periods like that where they got outscored by 27 points, Joe. It look all the energy got sucked out of the room on the Lakers side. You gave them life. You know, a championship team goes for the jugular each and every time when they have leads like that. And more times than not, they execute it. The Lakers, again, they just people wonder why that they have such a very narrow scoring margin overall. And I think tonight is a good microcosm of that because they just do not sustain themselves for four quarters, put four quarters together, and be able to maintain a large lead over most NBA teams.
I don't know if you're stuck in the 90s and 2000s or 80s. That stuff doesn't happen anymore with anybody. The Oklahoma City Thunder lost to the Pacers the other day.
Yeah, they did.
So at home. I'm going to answer Robert Wheeler's question because this is relevant to sort of what you're talking about right now. So it is confirmed that DeAndre Ayton wasn't happy with his involvement on the team, correct? In the offense?
That's correct. He voiced
Okay.
it.
Okay. Now, other than a couple games, which that seems to be his MO, is every couple games he looks like a superstar. And then maybe he'll even have a back-to-back game where he's a superstar. But then what happens after the third and fourth one? He turns back to DeAndre Ayton. If you're going to bitch and whine about not getting the ball, and then when they get you the ball, you're missing 3-footers that's supposed to be your forte. Now what are you going to do? Now what's going to happen is you're going to get called out for that, and then you're going to get even more pissed. And a lot of the reasons why they were sucking ass in the third quarter was because of him. So much so that there was an instant difference the moment Jackson Hayes got in there. He blocked the shot right out of the gate. Right out of the gate when he got subbed in for Jackson Hayes. And then at that point, you got to hand it to JJ. Not the best lineup that you want, but it depends on the team you're playing, right? Because Dallas doesn't really have a big. So he put LeBron at the 5 and said, go win this thing. And they did. And it helps when we talk about open shots. This is not rocket science. Anyone can say what we're saying. This is not, again, you don't need to be knowledged and be in the NBA for 45 years and be on the bench and be a GM and be a player or be someone's kid that plays in the NBA that once played, it doesn't matter. It's simple common sense. Look what happens when you hit shots when you're open. Rui just proved it. That's all we're asking professional basketball players to do, because you have guys that are dropping 33 points a game like Luka, not even trying. That's how good he is. Anytime someone keeps coming back at me with, is he better than SGA? Is he better than Jesus? Is he better than God? Is he better than Moses? All these stupid, arbitrary questions. Look at the results of that guy. I didn't even know he scored 5 points in this game. That's how good he is. So what can you do to help win? Can you hit an open shot when he gives it to you? Because if you hit the open shots, this is what happens. It's a momentum creator. It's a point bringer. It's then at that point a pressure holder on the other team. It's important to understand that is what matters in the end. Can you make the team pay when they're not covering you? That's why we get mad when Luka misses free throws. That's really you cannot miss those opportunities, because those build over time. And as far as DeAndre Ayton is concerned, this collapse in the third quarter was a lot due to him. Not all of it, but mainly. He was the engine that started it.
There was also some bad passing, turnovers. The Lakers went into a turnover frenzy in that third quarter. There was some really sloppy play, and also on defense, the energy that they had in the first half, they just didn't bring it, didn't focus on the defensive side of the ball in that second half as well. But also here today, good man indeed, and truly appreciate the super chats coming. I'll go ahead and get you guys covered on that. It is my good friend indeed. It is Legend from I Got Next Sports Media. Legend, great to have you here, my friend. Just a yo-yo type of game. The Lakers seemingly had things to control around halftime. Third quarter, a lack of focus. Joe obviously pointed out to DeAndre Ayton, who was 4 of 16 today. But there was also some very sloppy play. But the Lakers gathered it back up. They shot well from 3 for a change. Vando 2 for 3, as noted by El Rosto. But Rui is what I want to focus on. Rui Hachimura, who's been struggling in his new role off the bench tonight, picked up 17 and 8. Played okay defense, but more importantly was 4 or 7 from 3.
Let me make this clear. Let me make this clear real quick, because you just mentioned our reaction to the game during the game, right? Mm-hmm. We live in a what have you done for me in the last 4 seconds society in all walks of life. Mm-hmm. So much so that you'll have people coming on here as soon as a guy that we've criticized or propped up makes a mistake or lives above what he was supposed to. Now we're wrong. Now we don't know what we're talking about. Rui doesn't do this on a regular basis. That's why he only makes $17 million. I know that sounds weird to say.
I just prefaced the sentence by saying he's been struggling in his new role off the bench until today.
This is something that everybody needs to open their ears, because a lot of these millennials and these Gen Zs, their brain is so fried from watching YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, where everything is like this, so that when things are all encompassing, when you put the whole package together, they become retards. They don't know what to think. They don't know where to go. Okay? So just because Rui had a good game tonight and we're propping him up doesn't mean he's going to be the savior the rest of the year, because that's been his career. He doesn't do it regularly. which is why he makes 17 million, not 37 million. And hell, there's a lot of guys that make 37 million that don't even do that. So focus on what we're saying here. I know your brains are fried from all that TikTok shit. Okay? Focus. Dumbasses. Focus. We're not saying that Rui's the greatest thing ever. And I'm not saying that Aiden is the shittiest center on the planet. If you want to talk about what we said at the beginning of the year, we went into the year and then seeing how we played. Yeah. Because considering there's very few centers out there these days, yeah, he is going to be a little bit better than what people are out there. But then what happened? His brain turned into mush in the last couple months. We didn't expect that. We had never seen DeAndre Ayton play for the Lakers before this year. So now what? Now we're wrong. Now we don't know what we're talking about. Why don't you go complain to him on why he was complaining about not getting the ball, and then when he gets the ball, he misses every shot now. Go talk to him. Don't talk to us. We're going to look at every game as its own thing at this point, because I have no expectations at this point. No expectations. I'm done. Oh, we're going to have a great road trip. I don't know what the fuck is going to happen tomorrow with this team. Somebody might come in out of nowhere and their hamstrings hurting, their ankles hurting, their labium is hurting, their ear is hurting. Who knows? These are the biggest pussies that we've ever seen in sports. Biggest is today's athlete, other than football players. Football players are a different beast. Football is a fucking gladiator sport. I'm talking about football. I'm talking about basketball. I'm talking about baseball. I'm talking about all these soft tissue sports. So get your head out of your ass. Focus on now. Stop worrying about what we said 3.5 months ago when things were looking good, and that's what it looked like at the time. It's not our fault that these guys all of a sudden flipped the switch. That's your guys' own bipolar, shitty generation shit. It's not ours. I'm the same guy every day. I might not be getting better with age because that's what happens. You age, but my brain still thinks the same way. I can understand the difference between, oh, this might work, and I don't think this is going to work all the time, and something that's like, oh yeah, this guy's going to bring it. For example, Luka's going to be dropping 33 a game, right? He drops 33 in his sleep.
Well, he was sleeping because he got 33.
DeAndre Ayton looks like shit one day. Well, 4 days, and then he looks good for 1 day. So again, wake up. This isn't TikTok. Some of us don't sit there and read the Bible of TikTok and think everything in life revolves around TikTok. Everything revolves around a bunch of fucking idiots online that are influencers. All influencers that call themselves influencers all sit on their own one of these. You know that, right? You're going to trust somebody that sits on one of these all the time?
If your name is Steve Austin, though, because he does that a lot, or did that a lot.
Are you talking about Stone Cold?
Yeah, because you were given the double bird.
You scared me for a second. I thought he kind of went soft.
Well, he's 61, so you can forgive him if he wants to go soft at this point in time. He's got a lot of injuries now, so
no.
He wants to wrestle again.
I'm talking about here.
Yeah, no. He's good.
No.
He just did an interview a couple weeks ago. He's good. He's still Steve Austin.
Good. Scared me for a second there.
Yes, just don't let him act in movies. But again, it is of course the Lakers fast break legend from I Got Next Sports Media. Yeah, his choices. He could have parlayed that in a much better career outside of what he did in movies. But just that's what I would.
Yeah, the movie part.
Yeah, outside of the Expendables deal.
But Batista made up for it.
Oh, Batista's great. Yeah, but I will not. But guys, Dave Bautista in Blade Runner. See him in that movie. Anyways, I Got Next Sports Media for Legend. Legend, great to have you here. I know that you are familiar with these type of games because your team, the Golden State Warriors, is a team that has its ups and downs in the same game, where they look wildly up. They ride a Steph hot streak to get a lead and then somehow decide to go ahead and give it away as the Lakers did. It's just hard to ascertain exactly how good these teams that are in the 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th spot really are, because they are prone to do things like this. It's the teams at the top that usually don't. Once they get these types of leads, they don't usually let it go. In the case of the Lakers tonight, and we saw a golden example why I think the Lakers, again, it's just hard to have enough confidence they can put everything together this season. Legend.
Yeah, it was a lot of back and forth, and it looked like they was finna close the game out coming out of half, and then the third quarter happened, and they pretty much collapsed and just fell apart. Then Dallas pushed away, and looked like Dallas was finna close the game out, and then they had their collapse moment. So a lot of back and forth, and yeah, they remind me a lot of what other teams are doing too. Rockets about the same way too. You just don't know what you're really getting all the time. One game you might get something from Rui, the next game Rui might be a no-show. Aiden might have a really good game. The next game, it gets kind of hard to say. You don't know what you always get. So it just kind of shows that consistency is not always there. But showed up when they need to show up. They got the win. I mean, that's the one thing you can't really too complain about. But it's kind of hard to really measure how good they really are when inconsistent. Yeah, they got to figure that part out, the inconsistent part. But maybe everyone playing for their butt off right now because trade deadline is coming and they probably know somebody ain't going to be on the scene after this week or so.
Well, we've seen some injuries to major trade possible candidates in Giannis and Ja Morant within the past 24 hours. So I don't know if it makes them more likely to be traded or less likely to be traded, but one would assume less likely to be traded. But Joe, again, like Legend said, the trade deadline is 2 weeks away. Your thoughts, my friend? Does what happened tonight or where they stand right now in the Western Conference? Because again, they are 27-17. Want to go ahead and make mention of that. They are fifth place still in the Western Conference. They're a half game behind Houston in the Western Conference. I don't see them moving up above fourth place in the Western Conference by the time the trade deadline hits. And if that's the case, do you still make a move that you think might get you closer to the OKC Thunder or at least the Denver Nuggets?
I don't think they need to make a move to play against Denver. Even if Jokic is back, I think there's a chance there. OKC, they'd have to get Giannis, I think. That would help if Giannis finally gives up and says, I want out. I'm not enamored by Rui's performance tonight to the point where I'm not going to hear other options. I'm happy he hit shots. I really am, and I'm gonna probably be very happy when Ayton drops 18 and 15 in a few games. But there's no one on this team other than Luka that's untouchable, and that includes Mr. Austin Reeves. If somebody comes and says, "Give me Giannis for Austin Reeves," there's zero time between saying yes on that one.
Only Laker Tom, Trojan, by the way, fight on, had Lakers, I think, in the spot. He's got them 6-2. If you will,
Fight who?
Fight on. He's Trojan. He's a Trojan fight. Fight on, Trojan. Never mind. It's Lakerholics. Yes, it's a USC thing. God, I thought you knew your stuff.
I do know it. Do we have to hear it on a Lakers show?
Yes, because it's Trojan fight on Southern California. It's all ties in. We got to hear your Steelers stuff from time to time.
My Steeler team doesn't have some dumbass slogan. Go black. Go black and gold.
They just wave some terrible towels like that means something.
It does mean something. They won 4 Super Bowls after they brought that out.
Okay.
By the way, proceeds for that terrible towel goes to mentally challenged people. So now, how do you feel now?
Well, you're mentally
feels good about yourself now?
That's good. You're mentally challenged, so that's very good. I'm glad to see the money
Good.
is being used wisely.
Good.
And by the way, when they started this, they also USC won back-to-back national championships. So there you go as well. Legend, let me bring it back to you. I want to throw this trade by you. I'm going to go in mock trade. I'm going to go Laker Tom mode because I'm thinking about doing a mock trade deadline special like you did. Because I was talking to Laker Tom. He's feeling a little feisty because he wants Rob to do something. So I'm thinking maybe I'll drop something, maybe we'll light something up maybe on the weekend or Monday before the trade deadline. We'll wait and see. But I want to throw this by you. For your team, Buddy Hield, because I know Joe went on a rant on the last game as far as shooting is concerned, and Buddy Hield is not getting any consistent time. One day he plays, next day he doesn't. And Quentin Post for Jared Vanderbilt and a pick swap in 2030. First round pick swap. Luka might not be there. A little tasty there.
That's something to sit there and think about.
Okay, I'm just throwing that out there.
The pick is okay. I'm not crazy about the Vanderbilt part. Y'all can keep
he played well. He's been playing well. He's hitting shots.
Can he do it in the playoffs though when it matters?
He's doing less Vando things. That's irritating a lot of people, aka Jonah. He's playing hard. He's defending well. He's hitting shots. He's making El Rosto feel good, as because he's on Vando Hill. I mean, come on, gotta take it, my friend. Take it.
I gotta see the playoff. That doesn't mean I'm used to winning championship with the Warriors. I gotta see the playoff. Can you deliver the playoffs?
Because Buddy Hield and Jared Vanderbilt have similar years on their contracts, and they're not too far apart on money. You would throw Post in there just to make the deal, because you have to make the deal almost exact for Golden State because they're even closer to the Lakers on the cap. So I just thought that, but getting back to the game again, each game can mean so much as far as where the Lakers or your team, Golden State Warriors, are in the standings. And seeing how the Lakers in the top 8 are the only one with a negative point differential tonight is a really given factor as far as why they're there, because they just don't seem to want to go ahead when they have teams on the rope. They always, or quite often, let them back into the game.
Yeah, you got to finish these teams off when you're up ahead. That's what separates to me separates a decent team from a good team and a good team from a great team is how you manage to close a lot of these teams out. You can't sit around and mess around with your play or play around with your opponent. Sometimes I do think, I watched the Lakers game a little bit. I was wondering just a little bit, like, are you taking these guys serious because they're missing AD, Kyrie? Because that stuff matters. But you got to close games out. That's to me what separates a really great team from an average or good team. And they got to get better at closing some games out. But win is a win. But that can bite you, especially in the playoffs. That can bite you, depending on who you're going against too.
Joe, everybody is saying they should waive this person. First of all, you're only 1.1 million above the second tax apron. You can't waive anybody at this point because you can't pick up anybody. The Lakers just let Kobe Buffkin go. They didn't even give him a second 10-day. So it's just funny because he had a couple promising games that he was just out of the rotation, DMPs, and they sent him back to South Bay, which was disappointing because I wanted to see the kid get at least a better chance. Because, Joe, we need to find better guard options coming off the bench because Cardio Gabe is annoying a lot of us out there. I think, okay, if Mark in Australia destroys his Samsung television like he almost did 3 times tonight, it's going to be because of Gabe Vincent. And Gabe Vincent tonight, absolutely terrible, was getting roasted by Brandon Williams on the defensive end. Did not, yeah, exactly.
Looking like Kyrie out there.
Yeah, exactly. Just like a turnstile for Brandon Williams. He made Brandon Williams look like an all-star in that third quarter and parts of the fourth. And on top of that, didn't do anything. Zero. Now, I don't know how in the world he still managed to be a +8, but he gave the Lakers seemingly nothing when they were out there. Your thoughts, my friend, when you're getting something, again, Gabe Vincent has been an issue now for us for 3 years, ever since he got injured and it was almost gone the entire first season of his Laker career. If there's anybody that they're going to trade, you talked about Rui. He may be the most attractive. Gabe at 11 million may not be, that long either.
Your agent is clutch, boy, for that.
Exactly. I mean, Brandon Williams was bad in the clutch, but up until that point, he was looking pretty good.
If Nick Smith could guard a little bit, I think they would probably keep rolling with that rotation, but they're stuck with him, and they really don't have any depth. and they're going to have to ride it until the playoffs, and then you won't see him as much because the rotations will shorten up. So we have 2 more months to deal with. Actually, technically 7 weeks to deal with cardio, Gabe, unless somehow Rob creates a miracle at the deadline and puts him in a package to get somebody, which is what I'm crossing my fingers on, because he does have value in terms of an expiring contract. And what will probably happen is if they were to manage to trade him, whatever team gets him will probably just release him and he can go play for another team and do nothing there. There's a frustration with those who don't do much. Gabe has been there the whole 3 years, almost 3 years, and it's who he is. He is the Rendon of basketball to me, even though he's not making as much money as Rendon, but he is as useless as Rendon. My worry really right now is in Gabe Vincent. They can work around that. My worry is DeAndre Ayton going to continue to be a schlepper, and the odds are he will. So now we're going to have to rely again on someone that can't really play center in the playoffs in Jackson Hayes, and you're not going to succeed playing LeBron at the 5 with lineups in Oklahoma City, Houston, Minnesota. You're going to have a problem. That right now is what's really worrying me, is the fact that DeAndre Ayton is starting to turn into DeAndre Ayton of old, which didn't take too long for him to go back to who he was. And if that doesn't get fixed, then the Lakers really have probably a very, very minimal shot of getting out of the first round.
Once again, it is the Lakers Fast Break. It is Joe Soro from the Joe Soro Experiment. Please go ahead and check out his latest video covering Mike McCarthy to the Steelers as the new head coach, right there for you earlier today. Legend from I Got Next Sports Media. Look at his entire library of latest videos right there and like and subscribe. And also, speaking of liking and subscribing, good man indeed. It is, of course, the guy behind the 3-minute report that you need to check out. That intro you do, blah, 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 blah. You know, it's like you know it because you've memorized it. But if I tried to read it, I'd probably botch it like 14 times like a WWE wrestler. It is, of course, my friend John Costa. John, great to have you here, rocking his own Drip Show t-shirt. I just got one right here from Drip Show at Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. There you go, with the back-to-back right there for you. Of course, Kobe's pillow always by my side, and of course, the canvas art right there with Luka and LeBron, who helped spear that comeback. Your thoughts, my friend? It was a wild roller coaster ride tonight, up and down to say the least. It was the best of times, the worst of times. I had said on the Lakerholic show earlier today that the Lakers have got to start figuring out a way to be more competitive in the first half, and they did. Great. Did absolutely great, because the third quarter issues that they were constantly going through had become the first quarter issues. Well, didn't like prosperity because they went back to some third quarter issues and it made it hard for themselves. But in the clutch time, I think we're seeing the difference between a decent team and a bad team, as Dallas is, because they couldn't execute down the stretch. And the Lakers, they hit all the right buttons.
Yeah, Gerald. Hold on. Do you hear me on my computer, or do you hear me well? That's all I need to know.
Yeah, you're not on your mic, Mike, but you're like on your
my computer mic. Yeah, give me a second to plug in my computer.
Yeah, sounds terrible. Fix it.
Dude, chill out.
Don't ever come on a show like that again.
Dude.
Oh, looks well. Thank you, El Rosto. I'm gonna have.
Now?
You know what? That's what I'm gonna have to do. Because
next
El
time,
Rosto
make sure it's like this, not like you're talking into an elevator.
Yes.
No, make
and
sure.
By the way, Rodell, I have constantly given him respect for what he is. He is a rotational player. Max Christie is a rotational player. He's been shooting well. He's been playing very well for them. He is a good rotation player for them, and I'm happy for them. And I've constantly given respect. The problem is you never give us the respect, because I've been calling it like it is now for over a year, and you haven't given me credit on it. And I've noticed that, because you cannot give people credit on this show. You always have to down us. You always have to go off on us, and you do not give us the credit we deserve. But
we want cash, not credit.
There you go. Well, El Rosto just gave us cash to get a Drop Show item. So what I will do is, when that registers next month, I will do as you said, because I have to wait a month. That's when I get it from YouTube.
Joe.
You see it now. Okay, give you an idea. I just got the money, or after taxes.
Yeah, but when am I going to get money?
After taxes and YouTube, I just got the money for doing the shots. To give you an idea.
What am I going to get out of this?
You're
A
amazingly weird looks, but what can I say? But I will do as you say, El Rosto, and I will do that for you, and I will not forget. Absolutely, indeed. But Drip Show, you've got that coming, my friend. Got that coming.
Yes.
We're going to send it to a random channel member, indeed.
Yes.
But it is John Costa. Now, as I say to my good friend John, I say to my good friend John Costa, you got your sexy radio voice now. It is, of course, the man behind the 3-minute report at the Lakers Corner. Your thoughts, my friend? It was a roller coaster ride up and down. The times were good, the times were bad, but the times were good again as the Lakers executed around the stretch. And down the stretch, we saw the difference between a good team and a not so good team.
My college coach used to tell me when other teams used to go on runs, don't worry about it, y'all. Basketball is a game of runs. And this game right here is a definition of the basketball being a game of runs. My only problem that I have not my only problem, one of my biggest problems that I have is just the lack of just sheer locking in of us losing focus, because I mean, you see the way that we were dominating them in that first quarter. Second quarter, I think we did take our foot off the gas a little bit. And then third quarter, we all know what happens, that horrendous quarter that we had. And then fourth quarter, we were able to put it back together. And all that tells me 9 times out of 10, when a team could go on a run, get a run put on them, and then be able to respond, it just 9 times out of 10 tells me that team is far superior than the other team. And when they lock in, they can get it together. Now my issue is why are we having these focus gaps, these focus laps, right? That we did in the third quarter to get outscored. What was it, 34 or 35?
They went on a 41-14 run.
Mm-hmm. Right. So, and my issue is, why can't we continue to keep our foot on their necks, throughout the entire game? Where does the lack of focus have to come in from? So that's one of my things. But something else I want to touch on real quick, and this is no surprise to us because we've all been talking about how the Lakers really lack rim protection and just really rim resistance. Yeah, Brandon Williams, shout out to him. He was out there hooping that's how a good basketball player plays when they're at like 24-hour fitness. He was just out there having fun. He's a 6'1" guard, and I pulled up his shot chart, y'all, earlier, and I have it on my 3-minute game recap, so go check that out. But he's a 6'1" guard, Gerald, and only finished inside the restricted area. He's a 6'1" guard in a 3-point shooting league, and he only finished inside the restricted area.
Talking about Williams, correct?
Yeah, correct. Yeah, Brandon Williams.
That's all he could do. We saw the Lakers finally caught on to that at the end and forced him to shoot from the outside, and that's where he has his issues.
Yeah. So again, I say all that to say, like, he was getting to the cup at ease. We know we don't have much perimeter defense, but he was blown by that non-existence defense, and then finishing at the hoop at ease. I just think that that's pretty alarming, to be honest with you. Just the amount of shots we let a 6'1" guard finish at the rim with.
Well, Gabe was a traffic cone to him.
Our entire team was a traffic cone here.
Yeah, what Williams was doing out there.
It was disappointing. So let me ask you then, what do you think the Lakers can do about it? Because Gabe Vincent certainly is not the answer at this point in time. +8, and again, Rodell put +8, and Brandon Williams was a -26 or something like that. But if you watch the game, you saw that Brandon Williams in that third quarter and part of the fourth made a impact on the game. I'm still waiting for the impact Gabe Vincent made on the game.
Unfortunately, Gerald, I don't think that there is a game by game answer here. I think that, similar to what we've all been saying here, this is more of a off-season issue that we get that we start to deal with in the off-season. But to be real with you, though, Gerald, there's no game to game answer. You just gotta pray and hope that Gabe Vincent can have a little bit of a better game. Joe, what you been calling Gabe? Coaster Gabe, right, or some shit like that. That's how he looks out there.
So I just improv'd it. It came about. So I made these coasters.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Steelers.
That was a
Yeah.
good. That was a good analogy, by the way.
So
That's one of your.
see, see, everybody can tell I made them because I have my initials on it, right? So I'm all happy about these, right? I got my initials on them. They're Steeler ones, right? And I'm like proud and happy, right? Because I got my little sweating glass and I have something there, right? So after what, maybe 5 minutes, I'm picking up the glass and it's stuck on the rim, and then I'm like, oh, something must have happened, right? Then all of a sudden, every time I put a drink down that's got some condensation on it, it just picks it up. And then sometimes when you're not paying attention, you're doing something, and I almost spilled my drink, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? So I have to flip them around. They become useless now. I got to look at this. Look, Jesus' face is on there, which is a good thing. But again, I'm like, what the hell? What's the point of this? Didn't they do any kind of investigating to see how this was going to work? Anyways, yeah, he's as useful as this coaster right now. This coaster is useless. I actually don't have the drink on the coaster. It's just here. I have it on something. I have it on a paper towel.
I'm gonna be honest, Joe. I like that analogy. I thought you meant just because he's just coasting all the time. He's out there
sometimes things magically have a double meaning, and it just I can't take credit for that. It came about coaster that clicked too. I'm like, yeah, he's coasting. All he does is fucking coast.
Yeah.
So it worked by accident. I didn't Robin Williams that. That would have been a Robin Williams thing where you could pull that up, but yeah. There you go.
Okay. Well, yeah, Coaster Gabe and Gerald, he was doing exactly that out there tonight, to be honest with you.
And again, that's when the plus minus thing really doesn't come into play when you see something like that, John, because it really it's frustrating because we saw that they were making Williams was for a while really helping out the Mavs to get back in that game, and Gabe was doing nothing but letting him by each and every time, and
getting that workout in though.
Yeah, that's true.
You're getting that cardio in though. I'm playing with him. Gabe getting help,
which is great. But Legend, getting back into you. I mean, with your situation with Butler being out and how deflated your team is, I don't know where it's going from there. There's going to be lots of buyers and sellers. There's still no proof that Rob is going to do anything. If Rob Pelinka is going to do anything at the trade deadline, I know a lot of people are hoping for it. We'll see what happens. I know that Alan was kind enough to put a lot of the expiring contracts on the board as far as that's concerned, hoping to see if, out there, a lot of people are talking about wanting a trade, wanting Rob to do something. What are the folks in Golden State are asking? What are they asking? Because, again, the Golden State may look to some different trade partners than what they were thinking of before. Of course, Butler went down, and one of those places they may look at is the Lakers.
Yeah, I don't heard the Lakers name pop up a couple of times now. I think one of the names I keep hearing the most about is probably moving Kuminga the most toward the Lakers, and I don't think Kuminga is probably what y'all really need. But hey, I'm not running the front office, so knock themselves out. He can be our problem. But that's the name I keep hearing the most is Kuminga. I think we're really looking to move Kuminga, and Butler's name has popped up a few times too. You're not gonna get much for Butler, not at this age, coming out that injury too. But Kuminga's probably your best asset. Unless you're gonna add something, a pick or something with Kuminga, but they're gonna have to do something if you just want to stay relevant this season. But I mean, this season's pretty much over at this point. I would wait a white flag and just take the draft pick at this point. But they're gonna try to do something though. You're gonna see. Yeah.
We'll see. And then for the Lakers, though, Joe, the news is that AR is getting closer and closer to return. They don't know when he's coming back as part of the road trip, but they're hoping it's sooner rather than later. We know what that will do for the offense, and we also know what it does for the defense. But as it gets closer and as he's trying to make an impression, some people are still calling for AR to be traded amongst our crew. Your thoughts as the Austin Reeves conundrum gets closer and closer because, people are talking about, well, we can sign him for this, we can sign him for that. He might want the max. We don't know what's going to go on with AR. It's just a very influx situation right now with Austin Reeves as it gets closer to coming back to the Lakers.
Luckily, they don't have to play any back-to-backs during this road
Yeah, I was
trip.
looking at.
And if I had to take a guess,
The Grammy trip.
I'm going to say he'll be back for the New York game. Or do you want to get him a little bit of a head start and getting his stamina back against Washington on Friday? I think Friday will be the day.
I think, yeah, that's fair.
I think Friday gets them in the mode. Maybe they win the game because they don't really need them as much. And then they go into Madison Square Garden trying to win that game before they go to Brooklyn in a couple days or a couple days after that.
Marcus Smart did have his right index finger pop out. I know we all saw it when he like reached up and blocked a ball out of bounds.
I got one of those.
Yeah, that hurts. I've had that happen more than once. And he popped it back in. He's going to have it ice, so we don't know what his status will be for the next game. JJ Redick says the Mavericks targeted Luka Doncic defensively in the fourth quarter, and Doncic was responsible for 6 straight stops. So, John, we always hear, and rightly so, a lot about Luka Doncic's lack of defense, and the Mavs, being familiar with Luka Doncic's said defense, went at him time and time again. And Luka, as Dave McMenamin pointed out, was responsible 6 straight times on stops. I'm not going to say make a habit of it, but it's sure nice when you can get it.
It sure is nice, and that tells you right there, Gerald, that all you need for some defense, I'll be honest with you, is preferably have some quicker feet and just some heart.
Just some effort.
If you got quick feet, don't get me wrong. I'll tell you this: someone they can both have effort and be given 100% effort, but if somebody just has quicker feet and they're lighter on their feet, they're going to be better on defense. It's just nothing you can do about it. Just like if someone that's tiny tries to dunk versus Shaq, nothing you could do about it, right? But if you could lock down on defense and just at least give effort, that's what they would say when Luka was on the Mavs. They would always say, damn, Luka, we just need you to give enough effort to where the help side can just come. When the help side can get there, it's all good. They'll take care of the rest, but give that effort. And there was times where we would see Luka do that in the Mavs uniform, but him being out of shape, him being overweight sometimes, that puts a lot of fatigue on your body. And you're not asking Luka Doncic to be a defensive stopper. You're asking Luka Doncic to put the ball in the basket, to play make. You don't want him using his energy on the defensive end. You want him having all the energy to exert on the offensive end. So then what happens? Luka loses weight. Luka gets in a little bit better shape from last season to this season, or even from his Mavs time to this time. Now that playing defense, now that don't exert as much energy because you're not carrying as many LBs on you. So now he has more energy to give out on the offensive end, or he has more energy to lock down, just to your point, Gerald, right there on the defensive end when the defense decides to go at him. Now, one thing I will say is, I love to see it, but that was against the Mavericks backcourt, who tonight was Najee Marshall and Max Christie. Now, I'd love to see it against, elite backcourts, but hey, we'll take it. We'll take it.
We'll take it indeed. But I've just brought up something interesting in the chat because we were going over as far as, what centers, Joe, and I'll bring it to you here in a second, Legend, but I wanted to get Joe's opinion on this first. Sorrow, all I'll say is this in the chat. Yes, I couldn't return the wine I got John.
Oh my goodness! First of all, Sorrow, you're the scared clown because you're typing on a keyboard and you're not showing up. So you're clearly the scared clown.
I got other stuff with it. I was able to return, but they won't take back liquor in the state of California.
Second of all, Gerald, stop it. Gerald, you said you were in.
I think it's still sitting over in my.
Gerald, you said you were in Oakland. I live in Oakley. Gerald, I live in Oakley.
Doesn't matter. I would have gone to where you were at.
I live in Oakley. Anyway, keep going.
After we went to Pixar,
check out my 3-minute recap.
After we went to Pixar, I was really ready to come on over, but you said you had a
Gerald. You went to Oakland.
That just came up.
Okay,
it just came up. All right, be that as it may. Joe, we're having a little discussion in the chat in regards to what you were talking about with DeAndre Ayton and the center. There's some names that popped up. Obviously, Kessler, but he is coming off the shoulder surgery because he's out for the entire season. But one name that is a restricted free agent is Jalen Duren. And I'm asking the chat to ask their preference, Jalen Duren or Austin Reeves? Because one of those guys, both those guys are getting paid this summer. Absolutely. If Detroit doesn't pay him, guess what? Somebody's going to pay a monster like Jalen Duren, who's averaging a double-double and is a just absolute freak of nature right there. If you've watched him play, you know what I mean. Your thoughts on what direction you would go in? Because I know which direction I would go in as far as where I'd go, but I'll leave that for last. Your thoughts, my friend, on which direction you would go in. Mind you, again, Duren is a restricted free agent, but he is looking to, just like AR, to get a whole lot of cash.
So I keep hearing Duren's name from you guys, but I haven't heard anything outside you. Are they thinking of trading him? Or do they
No,
want
they're not going to trade. No, but
No,
they're not
getting rid of him. Jalen
So why
Duren
are we talking about this?
is Cade's guy. That's the future
Go,
for
just about because of what you said, and you were talking about the DeAndre Ayton experience.
Yeah, but to pick a guy that's not going to get traded is kind of useless.
But I'm
Of course-
talking about this summer when you have to make a financial decision.
Oh yeah,
Austin Reeves
absolutely.
Reeves or Jalen Duren.
Jalen Duren, yeah, Jalen Duren.
Okay,
And you won't have to commit. You won't have to commit a 5th year for him either. However, I don't think Detroit's not going to re-sign him, so I'm not even thinking about Jalen Duren.
Okay. I wouldn't think about it either unless it really gets spicy in Detroit as far as what they want to pay him, compared to what he wants. Legend, you saw and witnessed to a player who had a great difference of opinion in what he wanted to what the team wanted in Jonathan Kuminga. By the way, I don't know what his status is. He hurt his knee and his ankle, or I think both on one play. So I don't know if he's going to be out or whatnot. That's all I heard is that he hurt it on that one play. Your thoughts, my friend, since you went through it as a Golden State fan with Kuminga, what would you do if the Jalen Duren saga gets a little spicy in Detroit?
Call Detroit right away and be like, what do we got to do to make this happen? Because we've been needing the big for the longest. So you saw two birds. You really killed 2 birds with 1 stone at that point. I get a center and I get a young player that adds up even better. So I would do what I got to do to make that happen.
So you would go in the direction of Duren if you had the choice between AR or Duren.
I love AR, I love the offense, but it's that defense part is my concern. It's that, and you rely very heavily on free throws and getting that foul call. That's not going to work in the playoffs. It's just not going to work. I want something a little more guaranteed.
Yeah, and to your point, Gerald, you always talk about having if we commit to AR, having that backcourt of AR and Luka defensive liabilities. So even furthermore to the Duren point here, we'd have someone that isn't going to now cost us a defensive liability.
I just think it would be easier. Okay, because if you told me right now which is going to be harder to get a top flight center or a top flight shooting guard, and I just think right now in today's NBA, getting a top flight or a even very good center that won't continue to give you problems and frustrations that seemingly DeAndre Ayton does is something I think the Lakers should clamor for that would fit Luka's style. Because you imagine throwing up those lobs to him. There were some lobs tonight that DeAndre Ayton kind of just couldn't get his hands on. You figure if there's someone that is just either a little taller or little bouncier, might have been able to get those lobs tonight from Luka a little bit more conveniently. But again, I would lean towards Jalen Duren because again, he solves or he goes a long way towards solving a lot of the problems the Lakers have, more problems than what AR could do. And that's just and if you guys in the comments, or if you're watching this afterwards, let us know. Do you think AR, if they wanted to commit to one, would AR be your answer or would Jalen Duren? Because those will be 2 of the free agents. In the case of Duren, restricted free agent that might be out there as far as possibility is concerned if it doesn't go well as far as negotiations in Detroit. But
wouldn't AR be a little bit more expensive too?
Yeah, that's because again, he could possibly, I know that people say, oh, he said he's going to get a discount. I wouldn't count on that. 5 years and 241 is very, very tempting to ask.
You may not get that back.
Hey, this might be a crazy question, but I'm gonna be honest. I think that like if this continues to go this way for DeAndre Ayton, I would not be surprised if he's out of the league in the next couple of years. I'm going to be 100 with you, especially because of him failing.
What's that?
Him failing on so many teams, and then him failing on the Lakers. I'm going to be honest with you, might be one of his last legs, just because what team is going to continue to be like, all right, even though you've been the one common denominator at every single place that you've been at, and you've shown up time and time again who you are, what your character is. I'm gonna be honest with you, I wouldn't be, if this continues to go this way and he doesn't turn it around, I wouldn't be surprised if it goes out that way, to be honest with you.
Hey, Charlotte Hornet don't want you, or Brooklyn Nets.
If
that's a problem right there,
Kings and the Hornets don't want you, brother.
That's a problem.
that team in China with the Sharks, they want you.
There you go. Shanghai.
Chinese,
Shanghai.
buddy.
Here we go. That team in China with the Sharks, they want you.
Shanghai indeed. For,
yeah, hey, exactly. Bro, he might fucking around get sent to the G League, bro. I agree. Jackson Hayes and real shit. There is times that Jackson Hayes, and I talked about this last week on my weekly recap. My weekly recap show. I talked about, as a starting center, there should be no reason that your coach sometimes feels like he has to go to your backup center in crunch time minutes because he's outplaying you. Even just rolling with the intention of scoring. Ayton rolls to the hoop sometimes with the intention to throw that bitch up, little floater. Hayes rolls to the hoop with the intention of give me that shit. Bow. That's a player that Luka needs. That opens up offense. That opens up shooters. Come on, man.
But I agree with you. He has outplayed quite a bit. But we've seen a taste of what happens when you put him at starting center.
100%. I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying it's an issue that sometimes as your head coach feels like, hey, I'm better off with my backup out here than I am with the starting side. Again, I'm not saying.
And Hayes gets himself caught outside. He gets him caught outside on the perimeter. Way too much for my taste. But again, he is great at what he does as far as the one dimension. He's really he loves Luka. He loves playing with Luka. He's going to become a Slovenian Joe. So Jackson Hayes is I'm not kidding. He said he was going to get a Slovenian passport so he can play with Luka in the Olympics. So take that for what it's worth. But Joe, be that as it may, again, we've seen DeAndre Ayton and we're getting the DeAndre Ayton experience. And we said coming into this season, get ready for the DeAndre Ayton experience. There's a reason why he burned 2 bridges before. How many bridges might he have left?
Well, one more with this team. And if he doesn't make an impact when they make the playoffs, then he's not coming back and somebody will give him a shot. He's still got enough talent and usefulness for certain things. But I think unless he makes a consistent 180 here when it matters, I don't think he'll ever amount to anything in LA.
And that's going to be it as far as that's concerned. I mean, again, he'll look good against a Charlotte team.
He's not bright. I don't think he's a very bright guy. I think he's off.
Like motivation, basically.
He's probably just IQ points don't work too well for him.
Or he'll look good against like a Denver team that doesn't have its 2 big guys in there or something like that. He'll look good when the Lakers understand that, hey, we need to take advantage of this.
I think he's I think temperamentally, he's got a weak constitution. That's just
it is an effort with him. I mean,
yeah, because his brain doesn't understand what he's there for. There's a little bit of adolescence that creeps out. This whole thing about not getting the ball, dude. You're 7 feet tall.
Play your fucking role.
Play your role, and then you'll get the ball. It's
real shit.
It's not. How many 7-footers do you see every day in your life?
Bringing the ball up court and fucking.
You don't see 7-footers in this regular life that we live in. I don't know. Maybe once every 2-3 years, maybe. I don't even know if it's that. So you're a unique guy who can't put 2 and 2 together that, hey, if you really want to get this thing set up, do your job.
Real shit.
And unfortunately, in NBA, because of the setup that they've put together, you have to continue to go with these guys because of guaranteed money and then ability to be flexible to go get something that helps. So this is one of the reasons why I've been pretty adamant about a salary cap in baseball. One of the great things about baseball is things are always fluid. NBA used to be fluid, especially if it was guys that were in-house. Now you can't even do that anymore.
Nurkic is a nice option, guys. Yeah, he is playing some of the best basketball he's been
He
playing.
would be good for this team.
Someone who understands their role. Someone
he would be perfect.
He just got a triple-double tonight, but Utah lost by 35.
That's what I had mentioned. That's what I mentioned a couple of post-game live streams ago. I talked about a player like Nurk, right? A player like Nurk understands his role. He understands coming into this game, every time a shot goes up, all I need to do is find a body and box him out, clean the glass. I'm not here to put up a 20 piece. I'm not here to put up 30. I'm here to play my part and play my role. And that's what I think sometimes Ayton gets misconstrued. And again, as a basketball player, I can understand. It wasn't too long ago. This guy was a #1 overall draft pick. To him, everything was about him. The world did revolve around him. The offense did revolve around him. But brother, that's not where we're at nowadays. And the offense is not revolving around you. And clearly, the game has honestly left Aiden behind. If we're being real with you, from the time that he's got drafted to now, the game has left Aiden behind, and he's not continuing to advance with it. So I say it out to say, like, I think a player like Nurk, who understands their role, who understands, hey, I'm here to do the dirty work. I'm here to set a hard ass screen. I'm here to roll to the hoop, and I'm here to clean the glass and not complain, because that's one of the biggest things, man. On a basketball team, you always want to keep your star players happy, but you always also want to make sure you don't got other people nagging. You don't want to have these role players nagging. That'll be the start of the downfall.
By the way, Isaiah Hartenstein, it's a club option. So if it gets too expensive, we'll know if they don't pick up Isaiah Hartenstein, or if they ask him to do they don't pick up the option and they sign him to a smaller deal for more years. That tells you all that you need to know about the salary cap constraints that Oklahoma City will have starting next year, when all those extensions start to kick in amongst the big three. So we'll see how that is. But yeah, it's a club option right now for next year on Hartenstein. But I did want to mention, though, Nurkic is being showcased, guys. Yes, they lost by 31 points tonight, but Danny Ainge is showcasing him right now. He got a triple-double. There's some teams out there in need of a big guy. I don't think the Lakers. Go ahead, Legend.
I was saying, yeah, we need a big badly.
Gerald,
what are you willing to get for him? What are you willing to pay for him?
We're on this topic, and real quick, what's up, Deshaun? Nice to see you, brother. Appreciate you being here. But Tough, he said, who the heck was in this draft? And I just want to say, because Luka was in this draft, Jaren Jackson was in this draft, Trae Young was in this draft, Wendell Carter was in this draft, Mikal Bridges was in this draft, Shea was in this draft, Michael Porter Jr. was in this draft, Dante DiVincenzo was in this draft. So just want to go ahead and throw that out there, Tough.
Ooh, I didn't remember.
This is the draft that DA went number one.
Hawks had Luka too at first. The Hawks had him.
Yeah, they did. They traded Trae Young and Luka, which is crazy because I have a couple of friends that are Hawks fans, Legend, and they swore for the longest. At first, they were trying to swear, "Oh no, it's all good. I think we won the trade. I like Trae. I'm like, man, if you don't stop playing with me, Trae's good, but yeah, exactly, Tough. He exactly, and he went first.
I think Nurk would be a great pickup for the Lakers. I don't know if he'll start, but I think he should start. But then what do you do with Ayton as far as that's concerned? So, which probably leads me to think that a Golden State or a Boston, which really needs a center, guys, or a little bit more than what the Lakers need, probably will go after first. Legend, what are you willing to look at as far as a trade for a Yusuf Nurkic or a center period? What are you willing to give up in order to go ahead and do that at this point in time?
Kaminga the first, now you got to go on slide in the deal, and then you're going to look at some picks and see what else on the bench if we don't mind giving up. I know
Kuminga
that's
to
been a need.
Utah. That'd be interesting.
It's been a need for a long time.
Do you think Markkanen goes if they go for Kuminga? Do you think they'll trade Markkanen at the trade deadline?
That's the other part I was going to ask for. What they give Markkanen to, then I'd be like, oh, that's perfect. That's perfect.
Well, they'll send Markkanen somewhere else. So I don't think Golden State has enough for.
Might have to let Jimmy Butler go at that point then.
Yeah.
If they were willing to do that.
Okay. I'm just asking because, again, some things are coming up with Golden State because now you're stuck with Butler's contract for the next year and him not playing. And at 37, you don't know what kind of guy you're going to get coming back on the other side of it. So just some interesting things to think about, I guess, leading up into the trade deadline. Again, I don't think you and I are anticipating Rob doing a whole lot, but at this point, I think the fan base wants him to do a whole lot. Should they? Should they go in? Should they try to commit their assets, whatever few assets they have outside of expiring contracts, to do just that?
The Lakers?
Yes.
1 draft pick?
Well, a second and a first, and then 5 pick swaps. So
For Nurk?
No, for period. Should they try and just get active, be involved?
No.
There's a
I
fan
don't
base
think.
out there.
I don't.
If you're going to get Nurkic, obviously, yeah, some second-round picks, but no, I'm not. Those days are gone.
And second round picks are turning out to be real valuable nowadays. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Well, that's true, but first-round picks are always going to be more valuable, and I'm tired of trading first-round picks for anyone that's not legitimate to the future of the Lakers. And I'm done with trading picks. Other than that, if you can get Nurkic for a couple of second-round picks, I do it. If you can go get Giannis for Austin and a first, I guess that makes sense because you're going to have Giannis be who he is for the next at least 5 years with Luka. Luka's game and Giannis's game is beyond perfect. Beyond. And
perfect.
The only issue with that is I don't see Milwaukee trading him for something small. They're going to want a haul.
Only way, Joe, is exactly the way AD came when he says, you know what? I want to go to LA and LA only. And y'all got to do right by me. Look at all that I bought.
Yeah, but they still got a haul. They got Brandon Ingram. They got Lonzo Ball. They got first-round picks.
Giannis is not going to leave them high and dry, John. I don't think he's going to leave them high and dry. He's not going to leave them because the Lakers just don't have enough for a star player like that. They don't even have close to a star player.
I agree, but I'm just telling y'all where there's a will, there's a way. I don't think it's going to happen, but I'm telling you where there's a will, there's a way because if he puts it out there like that, Milwaukee will look crazy.
If what we're seeing with Giannis, I don't know if he has enough patience to wait another year, but the reason why I prefer for him to call his own shots on this is so that the team that he comes to doesn't relinquish assets. If you have a chance to change your destiny now in a year and change without having to have the team you go to lose value on top of it, you can go there for free. Giannis going to LA in the summer of 2027 is a better option for him to go to a team that's going to be drafting in the first round this year. They'll be drafting again the following year. You can build stuff off of that. And you're not going to have Rob Pelinka making those decisions anymore. Part of firing the Buss brothers wasn't just, Genie wanting them out, if that's what it is. They're likely working the pieces together now for the scouting and for drafting in the spring. So in the summer, I'm sorry. So the Lakers are not going to be drafting JHSs at the very least. We're not going to be drafting the Connects. You'll still get a bomb every now and then, but I have a pretty good feeling that they're going to be really good at this. They're going to be really good at bringing at least something with some value wherever they end up picking. So for Giannis' sake, for anyone that has an option to get out of whatever contract they're in here in the next 14 months, 15 months, please, if you can wait, the Lakers will have to kind of do what they can this summer, putting together a team, which they're going to have to. This thing's not going to be a year turnaround anyways. They gotta get some players out of the draft. They gotta have a couple of free agent windows to get a player from exceptions or whatever. and then you'll have a full team that hopefully revolves around the best talent you have on there, like Luka and whoever is the second guy, let's say. And then at that point, you'll have a perennial championship run, not, oh, we're going to put it together this way so we can go make a run this year. It's got to be built so that it can run for the next 5 to 10 years. Luka doesn't need a lot of athleticism to be effective, as you guys can see. So I don't see a problem with Luka for 10 years. I believe he will be valuable for at least another decade. As far as Giannis is concerned, if he's the guy, I see at least another 4 to 5 year window where he'll be effective.
Legend. So with that, Giannis Antetokounmpo is sitting out because of the calf strain, the dreaded calf strain, which will take him out beyond the trade deadline. And he is just going to sit back and watch his team lose and lose and lose and lose some more, because they are really bad statistically without Giannis Antetokounmpo in the lineup. He may change his mind. He has said when Trae Young got traded, he made the comments that he said he never wants to ask for a trade. Now, it's trying to I think he's trying to make sure that he is not looked upon in Milwaukee as the bad guy in all this. I think that he might not mind going, because he's mentioned New York Knicks in the past, but he might not mind leaving Milwaukee, but he does not want to look like the bad guy after so many years there in Milwaukee. But let's just say Horst says, you know what, I'm going to fall on the sword. John Horst, the GM of Milwaukee. I'm going to fall on the sword. I'm going to look like a bad guy here. I'm going to go ahead and make efforts to say, you know what, he is available for a trade. How much hope does that bring a team like your Golden State or Atlanta Hawks team? And do you think they would be in the running to get him, let's say, if he were available before the February 5th trade deadline?
I would say both of them definitely got a chance. I would actually say I think my Hawks would be, to me, the better option because of, personally, why would I want to go to the West with all that load, like a bloodbath, to get out of the...
What's the first thing you would ask for if you're talking with Atlanta?
Jalen.
Yeah.
Jalen Johnson.
It's probably about the first best thing you got is Jalen. Jalen, your draft picks.
Don't tell me Ricochet, because if you tell me Ricochet is your first thing, this is what I'm doing. I'm hanging up on you.
I'm not gonna lie. I'll probably laugh if I mentioned that myself.
If you said Jalen Johnson and Ricochet, whatever the fuck his name is, bro, Jalen Johnson is gonna be that guy. I don't know how many Hawks games y'all been watching.
Yeah.
Legend knows he's gonna be him.
He's 23, 10, and 8 right now.
Yeah, Jalen was really good.
How old is he? Like 20 years old?
Early 20s.
21 or something like that.
Putting up some LeBron numbers too.
Like one of those guys. He's gonna be
early LeBron numbers. But it would have to be probably Jalen what they probably be asking for, which I would hate to do it. He's 30, ain't he like 32. I'm like, I don't know about that one. I feel like I learned my lesson about taking these older guys. I might take my chance with the younger guy at this point.
And I know Golden State would be all over it, but money wise, you could do it just because of Butler's contract or something with Kuminga in there. You can make an entire package with Kuminga and Butler, but you have, I think, 3 first-round draft picks in Golden State right now. Right now, is that the most you can trade is 3 first-round draft picks, or am I wrong on that?
I think 3 at the most, right? I got to go back and look at it. I think it's 3.
Okay, because the Lakers only have 1. I don't know. If he becomes available tomorrow, could OKC be into play? Could Houston be in play? Could San Antonio be in play?
OKC Spurs get him. I'm sorry about y'all. It's over.
Fuck, dude. Can you imagine playing basketball and seeing on defense Giannis and Wemby? I'd be like, these guys can literally stand side by side and cover the entire.
It's like 2K at this point.
This would be wild. That'd be the worst type of team to play defense on. I'd have to get inside, float all game long.
But if OKC gets it because they're worried about Williams, because Williams has been out almost the entire year with that wrist problem, that's something to keep talking about as well. If they really want to win for this year, but again, that is just because
I do like Giannis and still being together. Though I like that combination.
Because Joey and as Lo Rosto said, Giannis is a pipe dream. I think we should just we've tried to temper everybody's enthusiasm on that, and again, if Giannis becomes available tomorrow, it would really
Okay.
be hard to move the numbers. No matter how many expiring deals you got, you cannot. I mean, okay, let's say you trade a one. If this is what Laker Tom's doing the Phoenix deal, where okay, I will give you one of my few first round picks, my only first round pick, to trade for multiple worse first round picks. Yes, the Lakers could do that tomorrow, and their first round picks. But if they're all in the 20s, does that make them attractive at all? If you're bundling them together for a Giannis Antetokounmpo?
No, and that's why I'm saying it would be in the Lakers' best interest as well as Giannis to, if he wanted to go to the Lakers, to wait so that you don't have to gut the team you're going to go to. When Kobe asked for a trade in 2007, Dr. Buss had a trade ready to go to Chicago until Kobe said, well, what's the point of going to Chicago now? All their good players are coming here. Makes sense, right? And then cooler heads prevailed at that point, thank God. It's the same thing here with Giannis in terms of, okay, unless Oklahoma City's calling, really Oklahoma City, if they give a couple of really good players that they have right now, like a Williams and I don't know, Hartenstein, whatever, and then let's say 3 first-round picks, one being this year's pick, let's say. I don't think they're going to give up that much. If anything, let's say they go give us Jalen Williams, the one that has the wrist injury, obviously, the better one. J-Dub. And then give us the unprotected first this year. I actually think that Oklahoma should do that because all you're doing now is you're trading Williams for a much better player, even though he's a little seasoned, but you're going to probably guarantee the championship this year and possibly next year.
Because they have the Clippers pick.
Yeah. And they're not gonna be able to pay J-Dub eventually.
And I don't think anybody else can give Milwaukee a better deal. Even the San Antonio thing, they'd have to gut their team a little bit to get him. Whereas Oklahoma City has prime real estate with those draft picks, unprotected picks from other teams that if they don't have them, still doesn't change their situation. It's just extra for them. So imagine changing. You look at that extra draft pick and now you go get Giannis. That's what you get it for. So here, I'll give you an easier explanation. Let's say Giannis was able to get into the draft again. I'm just making this up. He's eligible. The NBA put in a rule where you can go back in the draft and be redrafted because you're tired of being in Milwaukee, right? And let's say that pick that comes up to Oklahoma City, Giannis is available. Who are they going to get in that draft at that point? You don't think they're going to draft Giannis? Same concept. Get Giannis for a unprotected first-round pick that you fleeced an idiot over there, Mr. Lawrence Frank and Uncle Fester in L.A., and then get you Giannis and guarantee, barring any injury, obviously, but that's anything, you will win the championship this year, and it won't even be funny. It'll be sad for everybody.
Yeah, I mean,
so that to me. But I don't think he wants to go to Oklahoma City. Otherwise, I really think that would have happened already. I don't think Giannis wants to go to Oklahoma City.
Miami's another good destination you could think of as well. I think not as good as OKC, the package, but they have some decent to throw.
Well, just to give you an idea, though, John, as of now on Tankathon, I think that could change because I think there's also some qualifiers in that, but they do have 3 first-round draft picks. OKC does in this upcoming draft, including at least one in the lottery.
OKC is definitely probably the best, has the best hand the deal for the Bucks, but I'm just. Given another.
You want young players? There you go. You
Yeah,
want a nice contract? There you go.
I think they should do exactly that. I'm going to be honest with you, especially because OKC is not going to be able to keep J-Dub. They're going to have because of the way the whole CBA BS works out. You get punished for having homegrown talent, so they're not going to be able to keep J-Dub and SGA. So
all their
and everybody else
that
that they have.
year.
I'm sorry, what was that?
All their extensions kick in next year.
right? So they're not going to be able to keep. So they might as well, right? Try to go for some. To Joe's point, that's going to go ahead and, in a way, guarantee a championship. Yes, they'd have to have a different playing style, but come on, man, defense wins championships. Can you imagine having a Giannis on the perimeter? You blow by a Giannis, then you got basically another Giannis. You got like a check which is as long and as big as Giannis, not nearly as strong, but just that perimeter defense and interior defense. Yeah, that'd be crazy.
I mean, they got all the assets.
Be wild.
Because he said New York would be, I think in the summer, there was that possibility that he could be traded to New York. And he was, I guess, purportedly warm to it. Cat would be the most likely money deal on that.
Mm-hmm.
Karl Anthony Towns still averaging 20 and 10, but guys, I don't think he's the flavor of the month to a lot of people, including the New York masses at MSG right now. He got booed last week. So, I mean, defensively, it's a lost cause. If you think you're frustrated now with some of the ways of the players that don't play defense, Cat is probably not going to help that cause if you get him in Milwaukee. But again, we'll see what happens. But once again, it is the Lakers fast break. The Lakers do win 116-110. They head to Chicago next, who won tonight and beat Boston. So I'll start with Legend first. Your thoughts? Chicago kind of playing right around where they always are, around 500 right now. I expect them to go on a losing streak. So, they have to get right there to that 37 win mark. It's almost like in stone right now. Chicago Bulls, 37, 38 wins, like a 9th seed in the Eastern Conference play-in. Your thoughts, my friend, on the Chicago Bulls? I mean, there's also a team that could be a seller at the trade deadline. They have some interesting prospects. Someone asked me, okay, as far as it wasn't a world changer, but I said that the money works out where you could trade for a Kobe White, Ayo Dosunmu, and also what's his name? Herter. Yeah, Kevin Herter. That
Red
would
Velvet, baby.
That would help some things as far as the Lakers are concerned. But they're just all decent players, and you've got a decent team. But in Chicago, again, they're looking to do some more things. So I don't know. Are they going to be a buyer or seller at the trade deadline, Mitch?
I think they're going to be some sellers. And I will give them a shout out. At least they won today for Derrick Rose getting his jersey retired. So good day to win for Derrick Rose getting that jersey hanged up with the GOAT MJ. But they're going to be sellers. They got a
Hall of Famer.
I think he's
Who's a Hall of Famer?
I'm asking if Derrick Rose, who just got his number retired.
No, he's not a Hall of Famer. Yeah, he does. I don't think he's even eligible yet. To be honest, you got to be retired.
Y'all know the eligible.
Of course, he's going to be a freaking Hall of Famer.
Well, I think he should.
It's the
youngest MVP in the league. Total injuries. He was
Derrick Rose.
What we're talking about, yeah, but that's what we're talking about. How many years was he at that level?
How many years?
How many years?
Enough to be a Hall of Famer?
No.
What the fuck? I'm gonna.
Hey, what's your language?
I'm gonna read up some names in Hall of Fame, and you guys are gonna quickly.
Oh, don't even get us started. Yeah, just go to the baseball Hall of Fames to really.
Yeah, I could care less about baseball. We're talking about basketball. I'm gonna read off some of these names, and I guarantee Derrick Rose is gonna be better than 90% of these names. But keep on while I find in the meantime.
I'm just asking about because again,
we don't got time for you to find shit.
Brother,
We're to say it.
Nah, brother, I'm finding it.
Let me go write a dissertation before I make an argument. Hold on.
His career. Let me just get it. His career.
Let me find everything.
I got it ready. So
17, 3, and 5. Those are not Hall of Fame numbers there, John. Those are not. And he was only in the All-Star team. He's only 3 years.
Court's in session now, buddy. Get your shit ready.
3 years out of
like this.
15. 3 years out of 15, he was an All-Star.
He's not a Hall of Famer.
I'm taking Derrick Rose over Tim Hardaway. who's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, I'm with him on that one.
I'm taking Derrick Rose over Chris Bosh, who's a Hall of Famer. I know you guys can be like championships, but let's understand that not all shots are created equal. And those are two different players. One was
you don't even know who the hell Tim Hardaway is.
What the fuck? The Run TMC.
You were -8 years old when that guy was playing.
You don't do that, Joe. That's just like the people that you hate.
You didn't watch him play. How the hell do you know,
Joe? Because I've gone back and watched all this. Because I've gone back
and watched all of
Classic
Golden State's games.
I grew up on, Joe.
Miami's games.
Hardwood Classic was the thing I grew up. This guy literally.
Man, don't give me that bullshit, man.
Latest crossovers, but let's keep going. Let's keep going. I'll give you guys some other players that I would take Derrick Rose over. Vlade Divac. I would take Derrick Rose over Vlade Divac.
Vlade is in the Hall of Fame. Remember, this isn't the NBA Hall of Fame. This is the Naismith Hall of Fame. This is
basketball.
The entire. Vlade was elected because of his international influence as well.
So look up Basketball Hall of Fame because I'm looking at the Naismith Basketball Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's not an NBA Hall of Fame.
Okay,
it's a Basketball Hall of Fame.
Okay, no, I'm pulling up the list here because again, like I said, if we're talking about just
the list.
Basketball, Derrick Rose
3
is a lot
years an All-Star, only 3 out of 15.
Derrick Rose is.
I'm gonna make it simple for you, Johnny boy.
Make it simple.
When you have to ask, you ain't.
I'm not asking. Who asked? Who asked?
I asked you.
Legend, why would you make him a Hall of Famer? Why would you elect him to the Hall of Fame? I'm curious.
Let me find this real quick.
I would say the youngest MVP.
Youngest MVP. What the fuck are we?
All the injuries.
Hey.
Yeah, what are y'all talking about? Y'all forget.
Get your shit together.
Forget about what Derrick Rose was doing back in the day.
Like, 3 years.
You guys talk about the age, but it looks like between that age.
I'm not talking about the age. I'm talking 3 years and 15.
Okay,
He was an All-Star.
3.
In those 3 years, he was the youngest
1/5 of his career.
NBA history. Gerald,
1/5.
Let me know when you're ready for me to talk, Gerald, because this man was the youngest MVP in NBA history. Out of all these guys that you could have seen. He was carrying that
Bulls of his career. He was an All-Star. 1/5.
He was injured for 90% of his career. How are you going to put a guy in the Hall of Fame who couldn't play?
You guys are wild because we're watching the game here.
1/5.
We're watching.
Out of all the people, Tim Hardaway played for 14 seasons, and he was playing 80, 77, 68.
Is that what matters? That what matters? Like just playing a lot of games. Like is that
deep in the playoffs, year in and year out, getting his ass whooped by Jordan?
That's what I'm asking y'all. So is that what matters to y'all? Like how long
you gotta have some kind of you got to have a little bit of longevity,
Even though he did not nearly as much as D Rose did in his 14 years, didn't even get close to winning the MVP. That's still what matters. And I'm just asking a question.
Well, how is he going to win an MVP
Hardaway
against?
is a 5-time All-Star, John. 5 times.
Okay, so. My question again, you guys still haven't answered my question. I'm just asking. So to you guys personally, and you can be like, yeah, what matters to me is the amount of games played. Say that, and that's okay. I'm telling you that what matters to me is between you just playing a lot of games and you setting an NBA record. Again, youngest MVP in league history.
So let's say
that's got to amount to something.
Let's say Cooper Flag tomorrow wins the MVP, but has a terrible rest of his career. Would you put him in the Hall of Fame?
Man, but saying Derrick Rose had a terrible rest of his career is also insane, though, man. Like
3
terrible.
Years. 3 years.
So
anything,
anything,
he was a nice 6 man. Is
okay,
that
so
a Hall of Famer?
Again, damn, Gerald, you do not let me talk. So anything that you don't make an All-Star, you are now that's terrible now in your eyes, or
but
no?
It's not Hall of Famer. It's just not Hall of Fame. I mean, Hall of Fame should be for an elite of elite for an extended period of time.
So 5 years in Tim Hardaway's situation.
I'm going to make this easy for you, John.
There's no way y'all can tell me this. Like, I mean, it's just an opinion at the end of the day.
I am strict when it comes to the Hall of Fame in all sports.
Okay, so I don't understand.
I'm gonna make it make sense. If somebody came to me and said, "Is Tim Hardaway a Hall of Famer?" I'm not putting him in the Hall of Fame. Me.
Neither am I.
I want greatness. You can't ask the question. Because I did this in football with quarterbacks. Everybody kept, because Phillip Rivers was going to be eligible. Now I don't know. I think he's got to wait another 5 years now. They were talking about other guys like Phillip Rivers. Who else didn't win? Shit, it was somebody else. I forgot. But when I was mentioning Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Ben Roethlisberger, it was like, yes, 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 yes. Then you get to Phillip Rivers, and they're like, I go, he's not. So as soon as they start to hesitate, no. And then we talked about other players, other coaches. Coaches was really the one that I was kind of falling on.
That's a good point. Tim Hardaway does have 2 gold medals as well. Thank you, T3. Appreciate it. But again, it's just about the entire basketball career. And Tim Hardaway, for me, would still be on the fence as well, like with Joe. But I would choose him over Derrick Rose just because Derrick Rose's elite status was so short. So short.
I mean, but was really, really elite. But yeah, I mean, hey, just like
that should have been LeBron's MVP anyways.
Should have 100% should have. LeBron was by far the best player in the league
all
these years.
Yeah,
but Joe, the same way that it works out with Kobe. Kobe in all those years was by far the best player in the league, but was not getting MVP.
The problem with, unfortunately, I can't prove this 100%. I do think Colorado ruined Kobe's chances of getting an MVP. The way it was supposed to go. But then again, at the same time, why wasn't Shaq winning MVP in 01 and 02?
Now that's a good question, Soro. Who's the best basketball Olympian, Kobe or KD? KD is the all-time leading Olympic scorer. Kobe, obviously, very clutch when it mattered. But
I mean, when you look at the Redeem team, the LeBrons and the Carmelos and the D Wades had bronzed themselves the previous 2 international tournaments. Kobe shows up, they win. So just saying that the man made a difference.
Real shit. Real shit. Again, something else that we're not talking about. In that MVP season, youngest MVP season, he carried a very average team.
One season
again, Gerald. But if Gerald, if the barometer is Tim Hardaway, he has to be in there. That's my point. If the barometer is Tim Hardaway, he has to be in there, Gerald. And again, you all talk about age all the time. Then that means y'all should have been old enough to have been fucking watching Derrick Rose. Because I was
hey, take it easy.
We were, and for a short bit of time, it was great to see. But again, the key words: short bit of time.
They did a lot during that short time.
But if Tim Hardaway is the barometer,
Curry a Hall of Famer.
If Tim Hardaway is the barometer,
100%. 100%.
See how fast that was?
Of his career.
It was like this.
John,
even Legend had a smirk on his face when I said it. He's like, God.
20% of his career. 20%.
It's got to be like this, man.
Yes, and I agree. But if Tim Hardaway is the barometer,
he's not.
Okay, so then Tim Hardaway's not
the barometer.
So let's make our own LFB.
How about Mitch Richmond?
Let's make our
because Mitch Richmond's in there, and I don't agree him being in there.
Let's make our LFB Hall of Fame, and if we have the LFB Hall of Fame, then Tim Hardaway won't be in it, and now I'm okay. But again, my issue is that when I look it up, Tim Hardaway being in there, Derrick Rose is a better player. So.
Oh, he'll get in there. He'll get in there.
Okay, first of all, now you're changing it. You're saying who's a better player.
And I'm taking Derrick Rose.
Derrick Rose is a better player than Tim Hardaway, but the problem is there needs to be a career too.
Who had the better career?
Ralph Sampson had a window of pretty damn good play, but then he jacked up his knee and he was finished. Ralph Sampson beat the Lakers in their prime. That's how good he was.
In the Forum.
In the Forum in 5.
Shout out.
So I'm just saying, and then if you didn't run into arguably the best team of the 80s, this is arguable, but when you look at the stats and the players and how things played out, even though the Lakers won 5 and the Celtics won 3, there's a lot of support that the 1986 Celtics were the best team in the 80s for a single season. Why? They lost 1 game at home that whole year.
Now,
1. Could you imagine? Imagine having home court ticket, like season tickets, and all you saw was one loss for an entire 7.5 month.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah. So again, it's not as simple sometimes as, this. A lot of times you don't feel it, but you start to have your own emotion in there. It's not about that. Derrick Rose's talent is beyond better than Tim Hardaway. But the thing is, Tim Hardaway had a 14-year career, and he had all-star appearances, and he played against some of the greats. And Derrick Rose didn't have a career like that. He was injured after year 4, and he was just a kind of like he was basically recovering the rest of the way.
Okay,
that's the Hall of Fame material.
And here's what I'm trying to say. And to T3 point, no, y'all don't understand what I'm trying to get to y'all. From the beginning, I've been telling you, if we're talking about
I think T3 is right.
A simple basketball player, I'm taking. And that's how I started all this. A basketball player. Is Tim Hardaway a better basketball player than Derrick Rose? And I always 100% was having Derrick Rose. And that's why I turned it around to y'all. And y'all still have not answered my question. What is the barometer that makes a Hall of Famer to y'all? Because to me, and I answered my question. My question was, what makes a Hall of Famer? To me is who's the better basketball player. I understand that there is a difference between being a basketball player and having a career.
I just told you the Ralph Sampson thing, didn't I?
No, from the beginning, I've been saying I've been saying the same thing, Joe, from the beginning. I'm talking about a basketball player. Y'all talking about a basketball career, then
Well, congratulations to Derrick Rose for getting
him.
his number and jersey retired tonight with Chicago. So there you go. Well, at least we'll say that.
T3, T3, I understand what you're saying, bro. But again, I've been saying the whole time as who is the better basketball player, because that's what matters to me.
I think El Rosto's right. Joe and I don't think he's a Hall of Famer, but he'll get in the Hall of Fame just because.
Gerald, are you just ignoring what I said at the beginning of this conversation, Gerald?
No, but you thought he was a better player. I don't think he's a better player. I think
he's a better player. I 100% think Derrick Rose is a better player.
Career than Tim Hardaway. Didn't have a better career than Mitch Richmond.
And I've been saying the better player. That's what I've been saying.
For a short
You're talking about Hall of Fame stuff.
Short,
but it's still a better player, in my opinion.
Before his knees, yes. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
All right.
He did not have as extended as of a career, but still a better player. This is the way I do it. And maybe because I really
may not be a first ballot, maybe be like a second or third time around, but he'll get it.
This is the way I look at it, Gerald, because like I really, really hoop. If I'm at the court and I'm picking him up, I got to pick up Tim Hardaway or got to pick up Derrick Rose. That's how I'm looking at almost every situation. And I'm taking Derrick Rose 9 times out of 10.
Okay, if you took up either one, they would both roast you and both laugh.
No, I'm saying to pick up on my team, Gerald, not to play against me. I got to pick him up on my team, not to play. Of course, I.
All right, I was gonna say if you could play against
Derrick. I'm getting the Derrick Rose fluid, and Tim Hardaway hitting me with that cross. They had a long cross.
All right, fair enough. But it is, of course, the Lakers.
You
guys let us know.
T3, don't put shit in my mouth, bro.
You guys.
That was a crazy one to say. That was a crazy one to say. All
right. But happy Australia Day, by the way. Absolutely to our friends.
T3, I can tell you ain't never seen a prime Derrick Rose, by the way you talking, brother. But anyway,
is Al Horford
again? And if even Joe said it himself, he thinks that Derrick Rose is a better player than Tim Hardaway, not a better career, but a better player.
Legend is Al Horford, because he's on your team right now. Is he a Hall of Famer?
That's a good question.
If you have to ask, you ain't.
He's played 500 years. So
you're gonna put him in the Hall of Fame?
I don't know. I had to think a little bit on that one.
El Rosto, I'm taking the better. I'm taking the better player. I'm not looking at career, in my opinion. Y'all are looking at career. I'm looking at simply who hoops better.
No, you changed it. We're talking about Hall of Fame. Don't try to change it.
Well, he is a legend for Atlanta, though.
No, I'm not changing it. But nobody's changing nothing.
It's only averaged 12 and 7.
Don't play with me.
Rose. He's a better hooper than.
Don't try to play me, man. I know exactly what you said.
Playing you.
I'm paying attention here. You don't think I'm paying attention?
There you go. Who's a better player, Gerald? Jamal Murray or Derrick Rose?
I'm gonna give me some wine. I'll be back.
There you go.
Can't even go get him some wine. He said, T3, bro, you the only clown. You're sitting on the computer watching me typing and won't bring your pussy ass on stage.
Hey, hey,
Come on,
hey,
T3. Keep it real, bro.
hey.
Keep it real. You the only clown around here.
Jamal Murray or
That's crazy.
Derrick Rose? How about Jamal Murray?
Are we really going to get these questions now?
Yes. Well, Jamal Murray's case, he's someone who will be in the Hall of Fame, and he might only be a one-time All-Star, but he could be a Hall of Famer.
I don't even know how the Basketball Hall of Fame is a weird Hall of Fame because it factors in other things outside the NBA. I don't know why they didn't create an NBA Hall of Fame. But even then, it's become a business. There's too many people going in that are not great. They're just very good.
Here we go. Here we go. We got the little bitch on the show here today. The little bitch that won't even come on stage. We're gonna talk. We got the other little bitch on stage. Joe, remember the other day when we were talking about people doing host shit? Black is a definition of doing host shit. Talking on the computer.
This is sad.
This is sad. Black.
So Joe, people need to check out your channel, and I'll start with plugging you first. You're the Joe Sorrell Experiment channel. You had some nice words to say. Okay, maybe not so nice words. You look kind of depressed.
I was depressed. I'm still depressed. And I feel bad too because Mike McCarthy is born and bred in Pittsburgh. He is Pittsburgh's son. So I get the appeal there. He's a nice man. Never heard a bad thing about him. He's an offensive genius. Absolutely. The problem with that is you have to have something else to coach an NFL team to consistent contention. And he left a lot on the table when he was in Green Bay, when he had arguably the best quarterback in the league. I know Brady is there, and I know Manning was there too, but in terms of physical talent, there's no one that's been better in the era he was coaching than Aaron Rodgers, right? And seeing the San Francisco 49ers run all over them every playoff run and having his star quarterback not have a chance to win those games, that's a coaching problem. And the Rooneys, we had a lifeline, and the Rooneys essentially through the light, they basically rescued the fan base to a certain extent. And it wasn't really the Rooneys, it was Mike Tomlin. I should say Mike Tomlin threw us a lifeline, and then the Rooneys came in and threw it back into the ocean while we were somewhere else. Like, no, it just sucks. It sucks because he's 62. How long is McCarthy going to actually do this? Well, I thought you guys were going to get a young, hopefully McVay disciple, someone that knows.
How many did you say? 4 coaches?
4 coaches since 1969. Yeah.
Kind of bucking the trend there, but okay.
They did bucket. They did because the Rooneys don't want to rebuild. They're being stubborn about it. The problem is it's hard. It's hard when you don't have a star quarterback. And Aaron Rodgers, I thought, had a good year. And I do want him back another year to bridge the next thing if they get lucky in the draft to pick someone that might be a surprise. And then they have Will Howard on staff. I just I don't know. Pittsburgh sports right now, from what I've seen, is they're hurting all over the place. At least I got the Lakers and Dodgers. Dodgers are arguably the greatest organization right now in sports. The Lakers are gonna be one of those as soon as Mark Walters puts his hand in everything and doesn't have to worry about Rob Pelinka and Genie and all that bullshit. And then the Pittsburgh Steelers are just kind of lounging there, still running things like it's 1968.
It's a verbal agreement right now in place between McCarthy and the Steelers, according to ESPN. So again, I don't think he'll be backing out of that, but we'll see what happens. But again, Mike McCarthy named as head coach, or verbal agreement to be head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And you can hear Joe's thoughts in detail on the latest Joe Sorrell experiment. John, what you've got going on at Lakers Corner, wherever you get your social media.
3-minute game recaps. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. Trying to get to 10K on TikTok. Please do go follow Lakers_corner 24 and trying to get to 8K on Instagram, Lakers_corner. Like I said, 3-minute recaps. And then at the end of the week, I usually do a like a recap show of just the entire week. I've had Gerald on, I've had Joe on. And if you want to get on, if you're a Lakers fan, DM me on one of these platforms.
Are you making money? Are you making money now, John?
Yeah, I know Joe's not on watch hours and subscribers. He's not there yet. But John, are you there on watch hours? Because you are above on subscribers.
I'm not. I'm above on subscribers, but I'm not there on watch hours. But I make money on little promo deals, like honestly, like little local companies that you tell them about, like, hey, I have a podcast and this is how many listeners I get, and then they'll give you out like little like, hey, if you get this X amount of listeners, we'll give you this amount of money, but nothing, nothing major. Still got to work at Zoom. Still got to rely on Zoom to pay for this house, pay for my
dream,
daughter.
my friend. It's the dream. I know I share it with you every day, my friend. But
so shout out to Eric Ewan for keeping my life afloat.
There you go. And Legend, are you there with us?
He's sipping on that wine, baby.
Yeah, I guess so. So I want to hit him up before he hits
on the show.
I will tell you though, before we head on out, Mark was incredible. Mark was absolutely he was absolutely incredible tonight. Big shout out to Xbox on the Discord. He's just, I guess he's got the greatest view in Surfer's Paradise right now. So yes, absolutely. He is describing it in very explicit detail for our audio listeners. I'll just leave it at that. But again, big shout out to Mark. Truly appreciate all of his enthusiasm and passion. I wanted to get him around the show. I asked. You
did ask a lot on the Discord. I heard that, Gerald. You were like, Mark, you
trying.
On the show.
I was trying, but he was terrific. Big
shout out to Mark. That's an absolute legend, man. Mark, actually, now that you're listening, I got to give you a shout out because I was watching on my TV and the TV kept freezing. So I was watching on Discord. And my girl was right next to me when you were talking about Cooper Flagg's mom. You were like, dude, look at this guy's fucking mom. And I think you called her a bitch or something. And she was rolling. My girl was rolling. That was hella funny. I was laughing too.
And No Joker told me I can start. They're going to figure out a plugin so that I can actually put the conversation that we're having up on YouTube, like the old days with playback. Wow. And that would be sweet, because then you'll get guys.
I miss playback
once again. Yeah, absolutely, and we get to go along with the game. So I'm looking forward. I'm excited for that as well. But again, I'm trying to see if we can get Legend back on. He's still off camera, maybe drinking some of that wine.
Maybe he's sipping on some of that wine. That's what he's doing.
I thought he was just kidding, but I guess not.
Xbox, you don't need to be sorry, brother. I think it was hella funny.
But I will remember. Rosto, thank you for the super chat. Mission 24, thank you for the super chat. Truly appreciate it. DBSH, thank you for super chat. But I will remember. I'll work it out with as soon as I get it from YouTube. I will go ahead and make sure we run something good for a Drip Show prize like this, right? Like you see right here. Look at that shirt, guys. This quality can be yours if you help out Drip Show at Drip Show Shop on Instagram and Twitter. Look at that. Look at that for the Mamba right there.
Shout out Drip Show. Look at this exclusive Lakers corner right here. Big shout out to Drip Show and this one right here. And I got hats. I got another
shirt.
Drip Show, you're a real one, bro. I appreciate you.
He is. He's absolutely incredible. And again, you could be right behind me with Luka and LeBron right there. Kobe Pillow just absolutely does such a great job. And please, if you can, help him out by going ahead and getting your next canvas art, pillow, shirt, hat, whatever. Go ahead and reach out to @DripShowShop on Instagram and Twitter, and he will go ahead and see if he can make your pop culture or sports dreams come true as well. So Legend's still drinking.
Legend is gone.
Oh, there he is. There he is. Okay, there he is. I didn't want to go off the air without you, my friend. So what are you cooking on? Because before we head out, I'm going to get the guys' thoughts on the football games. So I will start with you, Legend. What are you working on for your channel, and what is your score for the football games tomorrow?
I am working on my thoughts on NCAA of deciding to keep it 12-man playoffs. Other than the BS rule for Notre Dame, talk 12, they get to make. I got no comment for them. Other than that,
About Notre Dame, is that you don't have a comment on Notre Dame?
other than y'all are a bunch of
Other than they have the easiest schedule that's ever existed in college football history.
easiest schedule I have ever seen in my life. I looked at the whole.
They still keep giving shit to Notre Dame. I wonder how they're gonna cry about this one. That was the biggest bitch move I've seen in college football in a very long time. What they did, and again, I hate bowl games, but the way they handled themselves this year, a team that had been given everything for 100 years, the one time they didn't get something, they bitched out like the bitches that they are. And then on top of that, now they only play what, 2 teams? They play Miami next year, and I can't remember who the second one was. And everyone else is like William and Mary or Green Bay, Wisconsin. Like they're playing the shittiest Division 14 teams you could ever imagine. So they're going to win 10 games next year for sure. Even if they lose those 2 games against the high-profile teams like Miami and I can't remember who the other team was, they're going to probably make the playoffs, and then they're going to get their ass whooped in the first round.
So who do you got for the games on Sunday, Legend?
I got the Pats. I definitely got the Pats.
And who in the NFC?
I don't know on that one. That one's tough. I don't really know on that one.
I got the Pats and Seahawks. I just think that the defense for New England and the home field advantage for Seattle are going to come into play.
But I do think the Pats are on the verge of getting the Super Bowl without Tom Brady, though.
What would that mean? Joe, who do you got for tomorrow?
I have the Rams beating the Seahawks 27-24, and then I have
be happy about that.
And then I have the Patriots beating I have the Patriots beating the Broncos 20-10.
Okay. John, are you going to be watching the games tomorrow?
You know what's hilarious? Y'all know I don't give a fuck about football, so I'm looking up who's even playing. So, all right.
Man, we don't want to hear how you don't watch anything ever.
What? You wait, what do you say? You say?
Come on, get with the culture, man.
No, bro, I'm not.
This is Championship Sunday.
Okay. That's what's
How can you call yourself an athlete and you don't watch shit?
I hoop. I go hoop on Sunday.
Hoop. I hoop too.
I hoop on Sundays.
I still can't watch the games.
I want to see you two hoop is what I want to see.
I'll get a flight.
Yeah, we'll hoop.
That's the closest one that's going to happen because Joe, I'm going to be in LA February 22nd for the Lakers game for the versus Celtics. You better be there, Joe. And I'm going to have my car too, so we can make it happen. But anyway, all right. So we have the Patriots tomorrow and the Broncos. Okay. I'm going with the Patriots. Okay. I have no.
Man, I don't want to hear your predictions. You don't watch the game.
Well, I'm saying it. Rams and Seahawks. I got to go with the Rams because LA.
I'm going for the Pelicans.
Well, there you go.
And
Joe, there's nothing wrong with not fucking with football, Joe. It's just I just been a basketball head my whole life, to be honest.
Listen, I don't want to hear excuses.
Except 2012. Shout out Michael Vick. Shout out Deshaun Jackson and LaShawn McCoy. Legendary Eagles team right there.
Michael
2012.
Vick.
That was a legendary Eagles team. Legendary.
2012?
2012. Yes, 2012. Eagles
Philly.
team.
The Eagles.
Yeah, Philly. Michael Vick, Deshaun Jackson, and LaShawn McCoy. They didn't even win, but it was just so fun to watch.
Deshaun is an ass pimple. What are you talking about?
Sure, you're right. He probably is, brother. But I'm just
Shady he was good, but
they were just fun to watch. That was it. I couldn't tell you even who won the championship that year. I think it might have been the Saints, actually. I don't know.
Someday, Soro, you may just get an MJ LeBron debate.
Yeah, I think it was the Saints that won that year, but that was the only year that I cared about.
Saints won in 2009.
Okay, sounds good. Anyway,
you can't get off the show until you tell me who won in 2012.
Couldn't even tell you, brother. And
I will say this, Gerald.
I
would like for Notre Dame to get in the conference, though. That's all I ask. Let's get in the conference.
Super Bowl.
I'd like to see the Pac-10 reform, but reform into.
It was the Ravens.
It was the
back in the Pac-10.
It wasn't Giants and Patriots.
Pac-12. So
no Patriots. Well, it's the season, not
Notre
the
Dame
year they
all
won.
About the money.
So it'd be 2011 then.
They've got that exclusive deal. NBC.
2011 was when the Giants beat the Patriots.
I remember that
It'd be
other.
hard to put him in a conference.
I think it was also the Giants, but I think it was Eli when Brody caught the ball like on his helmet. Eli Manning was the one that threw it, but I cannot tell you who caught it. But someone like caught the ball and caught it on their helmet.
There's another one, Joe, a future Hall of Famer that's not a Hall of Famer. So
Who?
Eli.
Oh yeah.
We're not getting to football. If we get to football Hall of Fame, no.
One of the
Derrick
few
Rose will
human
get a
beings on the
basketball.
planet that struck lightning twice.
Wait, is that with that throw I'm talking about, or what?
He did it in 07 too, basically 2011 and 2007.
I think 11 was the one I remember.
Yeah, because you were what, 4 in 07?
Brother, no, 11. I was 12 years old in 2011. I was
He's a
born in
90s
07.
kid. He's a 90s kid.
So anyway, yeah. So yeah, sure, go whoever tomorrow. But I will literally watch like the Wizards and Charlotte versus watching.
Sorry about
You're just there for the commercials. I get it. Indeed. Of course, it is John Costa, Clutch Talk and Lakers Corner. Go ahead and check out his 3-minute report right there for you at Lakers Corner. For me, Lakerholics, we had a Lakerholics spotlight earlier today. A lot of people seem to like it. And no arguments between Jamie and Laker Tom. What do you know? It's actually a good conversation along with Michael Heinrich. So please check it out right here after the show. And then also as well for I Got Next Sports Media. It is I Got Everything for Sports. I Got Next Sports Media for Legend. And for Joe, he's got a talk for you on Mike McCarthy right there waiting for you at the Joe Sorrow experiment for as well. So your Sunday will be filled with lots of content you need to catch up on. And hopefully you guys do so. It is, of course, the Lakers fast break. The Lakers.
Mark is so funny, bro.
Oh, he's gone, man. He's been so awesome, man.
I'm
All
rough.
day. This is Mark's day. This is absolutely Mark's day. Absolutely, got to be Mark's day. Man, Mark, great job as always. Once again, it is the Lakers winning 116 to 110 after they were up, they were down. They were up again. What will happen in Chicago on Monday? We'll find out. The Lakers 27-17, still 5th place in the Western Conference. We'll be back to see what happens next with this up and down ride that we're having as we get closer to the trade deadline and more conversation, as always, right here as part of a great Lakers weekend at the Lakers Fast Break Podcast.
Mine sounds better.
No, it doesn't.
Yours is whack. Yours is whack like John's
Yours is
fame voting.
your thing.
Your